about trusting the process.
Yes, good morning, Soto. Good morning to the listeners. Thank you for having me on air.
So, what are we talking about today?
So, today we're talking about the power of process. Many of us want instant success. We want to become instant millionaires. We want perfect relationships overnight. We want to have the ideal body overnight. And essentially, we want to jump the queue in life and get the reward without having to pay the price. There's a quote I read that says, "It can take you over 10 years to become an overnight success." And I was thinking, and with the recent passing of Shona Ferguson, there's been a lot of talk about what he and Ausconi have managed to build. But what we see today didn't happen overnight. It was a project and a process of more than 20 years. There are no overnight successes. The real successes take time, take a while. They take a process, and so many of the so-called overnight successes that we admire didn't happen overnight. There was a lot of preparation. There was a lot of sweat that went into what we sometimes deem to be overnight successes. And the truth is that process is actually good for us. And I want to discuss a couple of reasons why. Number one, process prepares you for your future. Many people know the biblical story of David and Goliath. And one of the reasons that David was able to hit Goliath with such precision was that it wasn't his first time using the slingshot. He was a shepherd boy, and whenever lions and bears used to attack his flock, he would use the slingshot to defend the flock. So he had been processed, and thus he became excellent in using the slingshot. There are some opportunities that people want, but the truth is that they are not ready for those opportunities. They haven't subjected themselves to the required processing. Somebody wants to be the CEO of a company, but they haven't mastered being a line manager yet. Somebody wants to build a business empire, but they're not subjecting themselves to studying the business environment. They're not connecting with the leading players in that sphere and so forth. An opportunity which you have not prepared for ceases being an opportunity. It can end up feeling like a curse. But when you've gone through the process, you are able to capitalize and take advantage of the available opportunities. It's dangerous to face Goliath before you have faced the lion and the bear. So processing is really important. It prepares you for the opportunities that you're praying about, the opportunities that you're dreaming about. But if you do not pass today's test, those opportunities, when they come, they may feel like burdens and you may not even see them as opportunities. Why? Because you haven't been preparing for them. So, number one, process prepares you for your future. Number two, what you haven't been processed for, you can easily lose. There's a famous TV show my wife and I used to like watching called I Blew It. And it's a very I blew it. It's a very, very interesting show, but it has some hard lessons, if you pay attention. And in I Blew It, they showcase people who won or received, money instantly, but they ended up losing it all in a short period of time. And the reason that most of them are not able to retain and grow the money they received is because they haven't gone through the process of earning that money, and so they don't value to the degree that someone who earned it does. There's an old adage I like that says, "Easy come, easy go." And if you go from zero to a million overnight, it can actually destroy you. And there are many people who've ended up destroying their families, destroying their relationships, their health, and so forth, because they were not properly processed for what they received. If you join a company today as a junior and within 2 months you're promoted to the CEO position, you would easily lose that position and even cause damage to the company because you haven't been thoroughly processed for it. Number three, process requires patience and it teaches us resilience. The reason that many people dislike process is that process requires that we become patient and that we learn to stand in the queue. There's another African proverb I like that says, "The patient man will eat ripe fruit." And it is when we endure the process that we'll be able to really enjoy life's fruits. Process also teaches us resilience. It develops your character. It makes you into a better version of yourself. Process is like life's kitchen, and it cooks you and prepares you so that when you serve your gifts to the world, those gifts will be such that they add real value to people's lives. Just to recap, we said number one, process prepares you for your future. Number two, what you haven't been processed for, you can easily lose. And number three, process requires patience and it teaches us resilience.
Okay, and that is all about trusting in the process.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And just on a last note, Happy Women's Day to all the women listening, to yourself as also too. A special shout out as well to my wife and my mom who are also listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Confidence. And then, of course, we'll be with you next week, same time, same place.
100%.